I heard Mr. Srinivas Perera saying that approval was given for this land within 3 days. I'd like to tell you a little story about an event that precedes that event, about another project. In 2011, I think 2010 or 2011 period, I was the chairman of Sri Lanka Tourism. At the same time, I was a director of UDA, where Mr. Srinivas Perera was the UDA chairman. This was immediately after the war. War had ended, we were looking for investment. In Sri Lanka, as you know, to get an approval for a project, it involves a lot of things, a lot of institutes. It was considered a big hassle. And since 1980s, 86, 87 period, since the World Trade Center came up, we hadn't got any iconic building in this country for decades. That was the situation in 2010. So one day I got an invitation to participate at a dinner by then Foreign Minister, Professor G.L. Piris. I went for the dinner. The dinner was, if I remember correctly, it was at Hilton. And dinner was hosted for one Mr. Chok, the chairman of Shangri-La Group. And at the dinner, they were discussing how Mr. Chok came to Sri Lanka, and he just went around looking at lands to see whether there's any investment opportunity. And he was not very happy with the land that he had seen. And he said, what about that land in front of Goldface? And whoever, I can't remember the people at the dinner. I remember only Professor G.L. Piris and myself. Everybody said, no, that won't do. That is Defense Headquarters. Following day, I had a meeting with Defense Secretary on something else because I was a director of Lanka Hospitals at that time. I had gone to see him and I told him about this investor. And I said, he asked about this land where you are now seated, Defense Headquarters. He said, who knows about this investor? I said, Professor G.L. Piris is the one who invited me, so probably he's Professor Piris' contact. 2 weeks later, I was at Temple Trees for another function, and Dr. P.B. Jayasundara was there carrying a document, which he said he's signing the contracts with Shangri-La to give that land to Shangri-La, the Defense Ministry land. That's the speed at which Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, then Defense Secretary, Secretary to the Urban Development Ministry, used to take decisions. Altea story is one of those series of approvals that was given very, very fast during that time. That is how Colombo became like almost a work site. By 2014, it was happened in place. Construction was everywhere. Today, when we went up, Malik, we saw the buildings, half completed, some completed. And all those things started during that period. And that trend, unfortunately, due to whatever the reason, didn't continue for the last 5 years. We lost time. And this project is another good example. But now things are changing. The difference in Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, now our presidency, His Excellency the President, is that he won't give up. When he sees a problem, he doesn't allow the problem to settle itself. He goes and gets involved. That is how he got Mr. Srinivas Perera involved in this project. And with your good support, Malik and the others, and the developers, we were able to bring it to this level. And now this will be the trend going forward. We, from our Ministry of Urban Development, and we as a government, will be going all out to support any investment, any investor. Today, I was with Prime Minister and Her Worship, the Mayor. We were discussing a project that she was bringing in to Kolpiti Market. 2 towers there, a project. It didn't take 15 minutes for us to get approval from Prime Minister to proceed. That's the speed at which we move. So therefore, the message now to all the investors who are interested in this country, who are interested in investing in this country, now the time has come up again. We are ready if you are ready. We will go out of the way to solve your problems, to support, resolve. And particularly in Colombo, the mayor is not from our party, but there's no difference. We work like one team. We all want this city to develop. We all take pride in what's happening. So therefore, whoever is the investor coming to this country, you have one single team. Whether it is the municipality council, or whether it is urban development ministry, or any other ministry, we are all working as one team to support and help you. So therefore, now we believe people will come and start investing in this country. There was a time, 2010-2014 period, where we changed this Colombo landscape completely. It was a different city when the war ended. So much so, we won an award in 2015 January that as Colombo as the fastest growing city in whole of Asia. We beat a city in China, this small country. So that can come back because the people who were instrumental in that development are now back again in the right places. The secretary who was driving that is today the president. Mr. Sri Lanka, who was the chairman of UDA, is now the secretary to the ministry. I was in UDA, now I'm the minister in charge. The Prime Minister, Mahinda Rajapaksa, was instrumental in that whole change. Today you saw Honorable Mayor, the speed at which he takes decisions. So we don't look at parties, we don't look at any other issue. If it is development, that is what we want. So we are ready for that. So for the developers and architects, particularly for this very innovative, iconic structure, an engineering marvel, we congratulate you. It's indeed a pride for the country. And we believe more and more investors will come with this kind of iconic buildings, engineering structures, and we can change this country. If we put aside all our differences and look at the future alone, and if all parties work together to develop this country, we can make a big difference. Corona had been a problem, not only for us, for all the people in the world. Every country suffered. But Sri Lanka is now moving forward. Now, if you look at the vaccination against COVID-19, we are ahead of many other countries. I was talking to my cousin who lives in Japan, and he was telling me he's going to get the vaccine soon. I said, when? He said, in September. See, that's the difference. They have planned out everything, but it's going to take that much of time. But in Sri Lanka, we are moving way faster than that. Again, Her Worship Mayor knows how fast you are doing that in Colombo. It's happening everywhere in the country. Very soon, we'll be a nation, a fully vaccinated nation. So then the tourists do not have to worry. Investors do not have to worry. Travelers do not have to worry. It will be a safe country to come back. And it will be safe, and you will have a government ready to welcome you.